On D-Day, June 6, 1944, Allied forces launched a combined naval, air, and land assault on Nazi-occupied France. The D in D-Day doesn't actually stand for anything, officially. The U.S. military reports that the D was a designation to indicate when certain field operations began. It was initially a placeholder that was supposed to refer to a specific calendar day. In a less official capacity, tons of people have given their own meaning to the D in D-Day, such as doomsday, departure, decision, deliverance, or even debarkation. When it was time for the Allied forces to storm the beach, more than 156,000 people had boots on the ground against an opposing force of nearly 50,000 troops. Though this may seem like a massive advantage for the Allies, they faced problems after problem. Rough and choppy seas obliterated 27 of the 38 amphibious tanks. Bombing runs ended in failures. Machine guns of enemy forces cut through Allied forces, and the sheer force of the Allied numbers ultimately ensured that D-Day would be a success. The invasion was conducted in two main phases, an airborne assault and an amphibious landing phase. Shortly after midnight on June 6th, over 18,000 Allied paratroopers were dropped into the invasion area to provide tactical support for infantry divisions that were on the beach. Allied air forces flew over 14,000 sorties in support of the landings and have secured air supremacy prior to the invasion. Many of these flights were unchallenged. Nearly 7,000 naval vessels, including battleships, destroyers, minesweepers, escorts, and assault craft, took part in Operation Neptune, which was the naval component. Naval forces were responsible for escorting and landing over 132,000 ground troops on the beaches that day. These are interesting things with JC.